place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rise Room. I'm Tashi, and welcome to episode 11. It's one that feels really close to my heart, especially as we move towards the end of season 1. Yes, y'all, we're at the end. I am calling this one The Room We Build for the Next Generation. And when I say rooms, I don't mean physical spaces. I'm talking about emotional, mental, and psychological environments we create through our words, our behaviors, our healing, and sometimes through what we avoid. Every generation inherits more than just traditions or values. We pass down emotional patterns. So, how we talk about emotion, how we handle conflict, how safe it feels to speak up, to fail, to rest, or even to be vulnerable. This episode is about asking a simple but uncomfortable question. What kind of emotional rooms are we building for the people coming after us? Are there spaces of safety, understanding, and growth? Or are they filled with silence, pressure, fear, and unhealed pain? Let me put this in everyday term. Think about the environment you grew up in, the atmosphere. Could you talk about your feelings? Were mistakes met with guidance or punishment? Did you feel emotionally supported or emotionally managed? The rooms we build are the emotional climates we create at home, in families, in relationships, in communities. And whether we realize it or not, children and younger generations learn how to exist in the world by watching how we exist in it. This shows up in so many ways. It shows up when children learn to suppress emotion because they don't feel safe expressing them. It shows up when adults struggle with boundaries, self-worth, or emotional regulation. And that's not because they're broken, but because no one taught them differently. It shows up in workplaces, relationships, and even parenting styles that prioritize performance over emotional health. And the truth is, many of us are trying to heal and raising the generation at the same time. So I'll be honest, I had to look at the rooms I was taught to live in emotionally. I learned early on to be strong, to push through, to keep going, even when something inside me needed rest or care or support or just a pause. And at some point, I realized that it didn't do my own healing any good. I wouldn't unintentionally pass down the same emotional limitations I was handed, not because I wanted to, but because unhealed patterns repeat themselves quietly. And I had to realize how much I was surviving instead of living, you know? And until I really had to ask myself who that survival was teaching me to be. Like, what was all of that really even for? So, this isn't about blaming the generation before us. Most people did the best they could with what they had. But we have more language, more research, and more awareness now that gives us more responsibility. Research shows that childhood emotional environments directly impact mental health outcomes later in life. So studies link emotionally invalidating environments to higher rates of either anxiety, depression, or difficulty with emotional regulations in adulthood. We're also seeing generational increases in mental health challenges among young people, not because they're weaker, but because they're living in a world that's louder, faster, and altogether just more emotionally demanding. And healing isn't just personal, it's generational. So, here are a few things that really made me pause when I learned them. As you hear these, notice which one lands the hardest. That's often the room that needs the most attention. Emotional neglect can be just as damaging as overt trauma. Children learn emotional regulation by watching adults, not by doing what they're told, not by being told what to feel. Unaddressed trauma can be passed down across generations. And safe emotional environments improve academic performance, relationships, and long term health. And healing one generation can positively impact the next even before they're even born. So, how do we build better rooms? Healing starts with first awareness. It starts with learning emotional language, naming your feelings instead of avoiding them. I talked about this all the time. It looks like modeling boundaries, accountability, rest, and self compassion. It means being willing to say, I'm still learning, instead of pretending we have it all together. We don't need to be perfect, we just need to be intentional. So, this week, Rice Challenge is simple but powerful. So, take one moment to ask yourself, what emotional space am I creating for the people who look up to me? Then choose one behavior to shift, whether that's listening more, reacting less, or giving yourself grace in front of others. So the small changes build bigger and better rooms. So as we move towards the end of season 1, I hope this episode reminds you that healing isn't just about you, it's about legacy. Thank you for being in the Rise Room. If this episode resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps this conversation really reach the people who need it most. And remember, the rooms we build today become the foundation someone else stands on tomorrow. You don't have to build perfect rooms. You don't have to build exceptional rooms. You just have to build honest ones. And that alone can change everything. So, until next time, keep rising, take care of yourself, and just really start to think about what spaces are you creating for the people who look up to you? What rooms are you building for the next generation? I'll see you next episode. Bye, everyone.